Welcome to the Marine Channel and welcome to the Southampton Boat Show. As you can probably see, we're on the Fairline stand and we're going to show you a boat today that has a lot to live up to. In history of boats and all the thousands of boats that have been built over the years, some stand out as being really special boats, iconic you might say, it's a term that's used quite often. And in Fairline's history, one of the most iconic boats was the Fairline Squadron 58. When it was launched in 2001, it really took the world by storm and excelled in a lot of areas and really was quite groundbreaking. And you see them in marinas today and they still stand out as some of the prettiest boats around. I have a particular interest in it because I actually owned one for a few years, so it's a passion of mine. So today we're going to show you the new Squadron 58, world premiere here at Southampton, and let's see how it compares to that 58 of old. So come and have a look. Right, let's start on the transom, and I just think the whole look and feel of this transom is really something quite different. It's sporty, if that's the right terminology. It's certainly more interesting than a lot of boats, but part of this boat's appeal is all the unique innovations that it's got, and it really starts here. Looking at this bathing platform, at the moment it is huge, and it's quite a novel mechanism on it, because this section here, the aft section, actually lifts up and slides forward and comes up to this level here, sits on this runner. So it's level with this, comes to here, and when it's up, it looks like probably what is a normal and very good sized bathing platform. But it has this extension, and what this is all about is making the outside the real area of the boat that is used. So we've got a massive platform here. You could put table and chairs out here if you want to, but it's a real usable space and plenty of space to live around. Now, some clever little features here. This, and I don't know if I can pop it out, this extends out, and hidden behind here we've got a grill and a sink. So you can have your table and chairs out here, you can live out here, and you can cook and eat and dine out here. So that's a really, really good feature. Also out here built in, we've got this lovely passerelle here, which is beautiful quality and folds away or stows away through that letterbox there. So just stunning, and a really good start to the boat, an impressive start to the boat. Look at this badge as well. See, the badge is lit up. So this has got a pack on it which illuminates the boat, and we were told that at night this boat looks like a Christmas tree and is really, really impressive. Now, the other thing we've got back here, crew cabins on this size boat, often a hatch in the rear seat there, but this is actually under here. And I'm going to let you go in there and have a look at this crew cabin. It's a single berth, but the fit out is exactly the same quality as the rest of the boat. So very nice for the crew if you have crew, or it's an extra berth, perhaps a child. Now, the reason for having the stairs here and the access to it is that Fairline have envisaged this being effectively the day heads when you're using the boat at anchor. So you don't have to traipse through the boat in dripping wet costumes and get everything wet. So you've got a shower and a loo in there, and obviously a basin. So it becomes the day heads for the time you're in the water. This whole boat is really built around being outside and outdoor living, because that's what we like to do on our boats. So let's come out of here and we'll jump up into the cockpit, because the cockpit is a really, really impressive cockpit and quite groundbreaking. So we come through this lovely gate with the Fairline branding. Just on this side here we've got all this beautifully finished chunky mooring gear with a little bin for your lines. That's for your stern to mooring. And we are faced with this stunning cockpit. Now, there's a lot to tell you about here. So first thing you will notice is that the seating faces aft. Most seating will be arranged back here facing into the boat, but here we can see it's facing aft. Now, this seating is actually modular, so you can put it where you want. So if you want to face into the boat, no problem, turn it round. but why wouldn't you want to sit staring at the sea? As the guys said on the stand here, when you sit out on your patio at home, you certainly don't sit staring at your house, do you? You stare out onto your garden, so it's pretty obvious. But again, if there's all that fun going on down there, why wouldn't you want to see it? And look through that, you've got a lovely clear glass wall there, so you're not going to miss any of the action at lower level. But this is just a stunning place to sit. We've got a lovely quality table there with cup holders. So dining out here is certainly the place to be, weather permitting. Now, the cockpit as a whole, let's go down this side. Because another first for Fairline is these fold-down balconies, which actually fold down quite quickly. They're not slouchers. You've got 32 square meters of space across the whole cockpit, which is probably about the normal size of an 80-foot boat. It certainly is of some of the competitors. But it just gives you that extra area, that extra angle, and some really nice features. This window here drops down, it's an electric window. You've got bar stools, and you can effectively sit at a bar. So just a really nice feature there. If we come around here, we've got engine access down there, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. This window, again, electric, drops down here, so it's all open to the galley. So you've got easy access to the galley, and also if anybody's working in the galley, they don't feel like they're isolated, they're not remote. Having a look again, what I really like is the black finish up here. I don't think I've ever seen that. They're normally white. It's just adds to the quality, I guess, of the feel. Those bar stools that you saw around there, if you see these slots here in the stainless, they can be brought round here and plonked into there, and you can sit at this bar rather than that bar. Maybe the wind's in the wrong direction or whatever it might be. So we've got a huge cockpit, we've got a really usable cockpit. Another really interesting feature is if you look at the doors here, normally they're at 90 degrees to the centre line. These aren't. That would be 90 degrees, that would be square, but they're actually angled back. The reason for that is so that these stairs can start back here rather than here, which means they don't interfere in the cockpit so much. So you don't get that lack of space. You have really nice access here and still plenty of space for the chairs. So the cockpit is a real triumph on this boat. It's quite radical in many ways, but makes it a really usable and really huge space. So let's have a look inside. Right, as we come into the interior, you come onto hard flooring. So I guess if you were coming out of the sea and wet, you're not going to damage any carpets and come and get yourself a drink or whatever it might be. But what you also realise immediately is the airiness, the lightness of this interior. And just look at the size of those windows, and we'll have another look at them as we move forward. But that's really what hits you as you come in. It almost feels like you're still outside. And here we've got immediately the galley. So really nice galley in terms of location, plenty of access outside, so you don't feel isolated, as we say. If we start at this end, we've got a sink over here with a really heavy quality lid on there, chopping board. Down here we've got plenty of storage. We've got drawers here with all the beautiful cutlery in there, soft close of course. Then here we've got Miele, so really quality appliances. We've got a lovely oven there, we've got a hob there. Here we've got programmable fridges and freezers. Let's have a look in there, full of milk, great. And loads of worktops. Now, as I said, this window pops down, and this will actually fold out to give you that sort of little bar area there for if you're sitting outside. Now, if we go to the starboard side, this is configurable into whatever you want, really. So if I open this now, it's just storage. But what you can do is have any more appliances in here. So if you wanted an ice maker here, if you wanted more refrigeration, you can have it installed in there. And that's a real design aim for this boat. It's all about outdoor living, it's about having enough refrigeration, and it's about storage. So options there. Let's go forward. So this is your main living area. We've got a high-low table here, as we have got in the cockpit as well. So this is either a coffee table or if I lift that out there, this will fold out into a beautiful, and again we've got that inlaid wood there, so this can be dining or coffee, plenty of seating there, and you've also got seating on the other side. Now just look at this fabric, this is an upgrade. Kind of looks like a teddy bear, doesn't it? But I just love that, I think that's fabulous. I think I've got a fleece that looks like that. Pop-up TV here, so great if you're watching TV. If you're not, it goes away and you can have that stunning view. But this is just a beautiful place to be. As I say, most of the time you'll be outside, but sometimes the weather isn't always kind to us, and you'd want to be in here. So let's move forward to the helm. So the helm here, we've got electric seats, so you can go up and down or whatever. And here's the helm station. It's actually quite a simple helm station, and I like that, because we haven't got hundreds of buttons, because it's all on the screen here, obviously. So we've got two huge Garmin screens. This is the Squadron 58 one, which you control all the systems on, and obviously nav as well, and they're all configurable. And we've got a remote for it there, so you don't have to lean right forward. But basically we've got a little cubby hole there with your auto anchor, your fire systems, and then here we've got a joystick for making easy parking. We've got our throttles, we've got our Humphrey system for trim tabs, or trim and stabilisation, and we've got our Volvo engine controls, monitors. So this boat is fitted with the upgraded D13 1000 horsepower, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that in the end. Steering obviously, but it feels just really simplistic, and I like that because they've kind of got a bit overcomplicated with hundreds and hundreds of switches. Also on this boat, which is an option down here, we have controls for the gyro, which they've just turned on. So that's spooling up as we speak. But again, just look at the quality of these leather seats. And between the seats, we've got cup holders there, but we've also got a wireless charging pad here, which is a really nice feature. So no area has been wasted. They've tucked things in everywhere. So a nice little shelf here. Sorry if you can hear the music, they've just turned the music on at the show. But it's the quality and attention to detail on this boat is stunning. Everywhere you look, it's you know, there's nothing been missed. So right, let's go and have a look down below. Now we have to start down in the master cabin because this is really something quite special. Now remember, we are on a 58-foot boat here. And just look at the size of this cabin. It is absolutely huge. It's full beam. We have these huge windows in the side. So if you're lying in bed, you've got that view out across the bay or wherever it happen to be. And just look at these windows. Look at these stainless steel ports in here. Real amazing quality and solid. But you've got the bed, centre line. Over that side we have a dressing table and pop-out stool here. Again, it's seen on other squadrons. We've got storage in there with a mirror, and obviously storage either side. Plenty of room by the bedside for all your little knickknacks, all your controls there. You've got reading lights you can aim, you've got general lights. But the quality again comes through here. It's all just beautifully finished, and the use of fabrics is just stunning. But this really is feels like a much bigger boat. Lovely big TV here. If we go around here, we can pop into the ensuite. I'm going to let you go in there because again, this is real quality. So all the elements there. Lovely big walk-in shower with a glass door, loo and sink. Now I'm just going to tell you about the attention to detail here. So if we look at this door, this has to open out obviously, and to clear this door has to be able to retract. Now we've got a handle. So what they've done is built this recess in to actually accommodate that handle retracting. And again, it's just beautifully finished, absolutely fabulous. Back here as well, if I pop this open, in here, washer dryer. Let's just have a look at the storage we've got in here as well. So that is your main wardrobe, and it's huge. Hanging, shelves, just loads of space, and you've got that beautiful lighting in there as well. But this really feels like something special, yeah, who wouldn't want to be in here? Right, let's move on. Oh, look at this detailing on the door here. Just stunning. No need to do that, but it's just a really nice feature. So if we go forward, we come into the VIP cabin. Now, I would have said this was pretty much the size of the original Squadron 58's main cabin, so it shows you how things have evolved. So we've got those huge side windows, again with those beautiful stainless ports, a little smaller in here, but again we've got a little dressing table, slightly smaller than the master cabin, but still very usable. Plenty of storage for knickknacks by the bed. Again, you've got lovely lighting over. You've got a port over the bed there, so you can get some natural light. And if we turn around here, again, nice built-in TV, so you can sit and watch TV in bed. And again, a really decent size built-in wardrobe with hanging. And then down the side here, drawers for everything else. But again, this is just a stunning cabin, and certainly doesn't feel any inferior in quality to the master cabin. Now, this cabin, there's a door around there, but we have a door here as well. So this ensuite actually doubles as the day heads. But come in here, let's have a look. So again, we've got loo, we've got sink, we've got a lovely walk-in shower, again with a glass door, and again a really decent size window out so that you can take in the view as well. Plenty of storage, mirrors, you've got storage under there as well. And then we go into the twin cabin. So this is arranged as twin beds at the moment. These beds will actually slide together and make a double if you need a double rather than a single. But again, it's beautifully finished. Again, a lovely big window outside, give you those views. And again, we've got storage and TV behind you there. So built-in TV. Let me just pop that. So there we go. Again, a decent size hanging wardrobe. So it really is stunning, and the volume of space down here is just incredible. And I think also the quality of the materials and the finish, it's yeah, it's just brilliant. Right, let's go and have a look on the flybridge. Right, I'm coming up these stairs to the flybridge, and they've all got this beautiful illumination in, and really chunky steps. They're just fabulously built. Let's start at the transom, or the stern, I should say. So we've got this massive sun pad, which looks at the back of the boat, so again you're watching the kids in the water or whatever it might be, and just enjoying where you are. If we look up here, we've got an electric extendable sunshade, which is an option, which gives you some shelter from the sun if you're bathing out here. But as we move forward, we've got this main flybridge seating area, and it is huge. How many people would you get on there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's just massive. And this beautiful table here, which again will fold out to make a large dining table. But again, that quality is just incredible. The boat has a hard top, and this one has the electric roof, which will slide back here, so you don't have to screen yourself from the sun if it's not too intense. On the starboard side of the boat, opposite the table here, we've got a griddle, again with some work preparation under there. And if I just lift those off, we've got a nice sink under there with a tap that flops up. And if I close this up, under here we have ice maker, fridge full of water, and in here just a bin. And again, everything about it is such quality. This is really thick, beautifully finished, inside and out, on some lovely gas struts. So let's go forward. Now to the port side, you've got this C-shaped seating, so people can join you if you are on passage, if you're driving, and see the view and be up with the action. But what also happens is there's a piece that comes out here that these cushions down here drop into, and it will make it into a smaller sun pad. So you've got more area to be sunbathing in, especially if the roof's open. Let's have a look at this helm. So, slightly more functional than downstairs, obviously, because it's outside. But again, you've got all the major controls. You've got 2 huge screens. You've got the Volvo Penta management system. In here, we've got a little cubby hole, again with that auto anchor and fire systems. We've got our joystick for easy docking, throttles, the Humphrey system, and our stern and bow thrusters there. And here we've got all the controls for our lighting, our roof opening and things. So the view from here, just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I can see all around me, and pretty good view to the stern as well. So it's a beautiful place to be. And this flybridge is huge. This is a 58-foot boat, not a 68 or an 80 boat. It's a 58. Next door you can actually see the 68, and it doesn't feel that much smaller. So that's the flybridge, and it's a pretty special place to be, I must say. Let's go and have a look on the bow, because there's another little element there that's worth looking at. Right, let's come up onto the bow, but before we do that, we've got this side of the boat and the balcony here. So no bar stools, no access to the galley, but we have got space for chairs. So what a really nice place to sit. You are over the water, so that's a fab feel. Nice little detailing here. We've got the squadron fins, which again I had on my Squadron 58 of 2003. So it's really nice that they've kept that touch, and they are actually illuminated as well back here. So part of that illumination package. But let's wander forward, and as we go over the fillers. So you've got diesel and water there. And here we've got this screen. Now I just want to tell you about this screen, because it's a one-piece screen, and the special thing is it's actually curved in both directions. So it's curved across its length, but it's curved across its width. And there aren't many boat manufacturers that do that, because that is a pretty technical thing to do, and certainly not a cheap thing to do. So beautiful piece of glass there. Don't break it. If I come past here, in here we've got some nice lockers either side, so you can pop your fenders or your warps in there. There's plenty of storage. And then we come on to this amazing area on the bow. Now again, these boats may be in the med, so maybe moored stern too, so to avoid those prying eyes, you can sit up here, and what a lovely place to be. Really comfy. Some places you sit on bows aren't actually that comfy, but this is a really nice one. So we've got seating here again for 6. So down here we've got this lovely little drinks table tray with some cup holders there. Now this is really useful obviously if you're sitting here, but if you don't want it here, if you want the extra space, this will lift up and this will actually fold away to leave the clear kind of deck space. And just while we're looking at it, look at this teak. It's just a work of art, isn't it? I'm a real fan of beautifully laid teak, and that is certainly some of it. So let's have a look at this sun pad we've got in front here. Beautiful space. Again, you're going to catch the sun, you're away from prying eyes if you are moored, and that will flop up as well, obviously, to give you some angle. We've got some cup holders here. And if we move forward, we have all our mooring gear, so huge stainless anchor. We've got our windlass in there, and obviously the anchor lockers in there. But again, look at these cleats and all the anchor gear. I mean, that anchor is like a sculpture, isn't it? You could have it in your house. And the rails here, look at the thickness of those rails. I don't know what that is, but they're pretty wide. So this is another beautiful area to enjoy and use when you're out and about on the boat. Let's go back, because I want to show you the engines. Right, I'm now down in the engine room of this amazing boat, and I really need to show you the systems that are down here, but also the quality of the installation. So this is facing aft. So we've got the main circuit breakers there, and they're massive. And as we pan around, we've got all the hydraulics, the tanks, the filters, the calorifiers, and same on the other side, the EVC controls there. We've got our battery charging and management there. And here we've got our exhaust risers. Jenny. Now these engines are Volvo D13 1000 horsepower. Now this is the upgraded option. Standard is 900s. The 900s will give it about 32 knots. And I was just told that on trial this boat, this is hull number 1, this boat reached 33 knots fully loaded. So full fuel, full water, full tanks. So that's pretty impressive. So that's got to be 34 without all that. But you could literally eat your breakfast from the floor here. Just stunning installation. And there you have it. I've come back to the helm because why wouldn't you? Let's just talk about some figures. Cost of this boat. Base price, just over 1.5 million ex VAT. So a bit more with the VAT depending on where you are. Now this boat, very highly spec'd. There's over £800,000 worth of options on this boat. But you certainly notice it. I mean, it's a stunning, stunning boat. It's got stabilisers, it's got the lighting package, it's got the whole lot. Now, the big question, how does it compare with the original iconic 58? Well, I think it compares pretty well. Different times, obviously, back to 2001, but if you look at the space, the quality, it's got the innovation that it had back then as well. So I think it's a really good successor to that original iconic 58, and I suspect it will sell very well. This is hull number 1. Already sold. They've taken lots of orders as well, so already proving incredibly popular. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do remember to subscribe, hit that bell button, and we shall see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.